Unlike Giannis, the Bucks aren't just sitting around as they continue to try to improve the team in acquiring PJ Tucker. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ashley Nicole Moss. And Ashley, I think the Bucks have done basically everything that they can do or that they could do given the assets that they had. They got Drew Holiday. Now they've got Tucker. They can run out some interesting lineups with Giannis at center, Tucker, Middleton, Holiday, DiVincenzo, right? Giannis is playing with a freedom and a joy that I really enjoy watching. I think their only problem isn't them as much as it is Brooklyn. And I don't know who can beat the Nets, if anyone can, 4 out of 7 times.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go through Brooklyn. Unfortunately, that's just the path, as much as it pains me to say it, through the East this year, is all roads lead to Brooklyn. And I don't know if Milwaukee necessarily has the shooting power to compete with a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden-led team. Most teams don't. Now, would they make it interesting in a series with this team that they have now? Absolutely. The only concern I'm having with PJ Tucker is what version of PJ Tucker are we going to get? Are we going to get the PJ Tucker that was in Houston that couldn't defend and could also go ahead and shoot the ball? Or are we going to get a PJ Tucker that we've seen now in his least productive season? He is 36 years old. So I'm concerned about that. And I wonder, when Milwaukee went ahead and facilitated this trade or not, and got this ball rolling, exactly what version did they think that they were going to get from PJ? It's going to be interesting to see that.
Well, PJ Tucker's a winning player in my mind, and there are concerns about when he'll be past his prime, but I don't have him right now because, that Houston situation has just been miserable. We saw how it started with James Harden. We see how it's been since he left. They've lost 18 straight games. To me, he's the kind of guy you mentioned. He can defend multiple positions. He can hit that corner three, and he brings a certain mentality to a team. And if I'm making the case for the Bucks against Brooklyn, he has that kind of mentality. Oh, we don't care about your big three. We're going to compete with you guys every game, every night. I don't know if that will be enough because I just don't know if the Bucks can put enough points on the board. And when it comes to clutch time, the Nets have multiple Mariano Riveras, multiple closers on that roster, and the Bucks don't necessarily. But that spirit, that attitude he brings, I think is going to be a big plus for Milwaukee.
Definitely. I mean, I always am a fan of having a pit bull on the team. That's what I like to call them, is somebody who's just going to go ahead and maybe not produce the biggest numbers on the board. That, when you look at that box score, it's not going to be him leading the team to victory, but he's there in morale. He's there keeping you in the game, keeping your head in the game. And sometimes that's worth more than somebody who can shoot long range threes. So if PJ Tucker is going to go ahead and be that guy, and sometimes when you leave a bad situation and you enter a new one, you're a brand new person. It's like when you're in a bad relationship and you go into a new one and your ex is like, well, you didn't do that for me. That's because I was miserable. Mm-hmm. That's Houston. Now he's in Milwaukee, the new relationship. So it's only time's going to tell if PJ Tucker is going to shine and rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
Yeah, and then you've got the positive attitude that Giannis brings, that can lift up everybody. I think they should lean into Giannis at center. That's their best chance. And if a team has one in the East against the Brooklyn Nets.